Okay, folks, so I'm back. Before we start though, I want to point out something to you. When you are going to be doing your exam, you need to make sure that your area, your surface area that you're working on, is neat and tidy at all times and organized. So you want to make sure that the examiners see some confidence in you, okay? And being organized will definitely show confidence. Okay, so take a look at my table, and right now I have my stuff out. I have my sewing machine that I need, and make sure that you have everything that you need available to you on your desk on that day. Okay, so you have your machine. I have my desk that is clean in front of me here that I can work with. I have my stuff set out, all the pattern pieces and stuff like that. I also have a pin cushion, and the pin cushion I also have a needle that is threaded and waiting for me, so if I need to use that needle and thread, I have it there available. I don't have to go searching for anything. I also have a spool of a different color thread. Now anytime you're doing stuff like basting and stuff like that, you need to have a different color thread, so it will be easy for you to identify when it is time for you to remove that thread. Okay, so I have my nice brightly pink colored thread. I have a small pair of scissors so that I can cut my threads. I also have a seam ripper in case I do something that I'm not comfortable with and I want to remove the stitches. I have my seam ripper there. I also would have a little container to put garbage, any little scraps, thread, whatever. We're not throwing it on the ground, we're not throwing it on the table. We always have our space clean and tidy, and it will make you feel better and it will make you feel more confident too if you are working in a tidy space. So now I'm going to push back my machine here so that I can show you what I'm going to do. Now the first thing that we're going to do is to be working with the front pieces of the garment. So we put everything else away, and I just took up the first two pieces that we're going to be working with, which will be the pattern piece at the bottom of the blouse and the top of the blouse here, right? And these two pieces we are going to be joining. So we're going to remove the pins and take the pattern pieces, put them away and fold them neatly and put them away. Make sure that we have all the pieces together, because at the end of the exam you need to put your pattern pieces into your envelope. You could even press it in your envelope. Alright, so take the pattern pieces off the pattern, the fabric, and now I am going to lay my fabric down right side up. Okay, this is the wrong side of my fabric, this is the right side of my fabric, so I'm going to lay it right side up. Okay, let me just turn on the camera a bit so maybe you can see it a little better. Right, yeah. So I have my first piece right side up, and the second piece I'm going to make sure that I have my right side going to face, so right sides together. So this is the right side here. I'm going to open it out and I'm going to match my notches. Okay, when I have my notches matched, I can put a pin in place there first of all. Then pin the middle, and then I'm going outwards now, and I'm going to pin the edge in place and pin the other edge in place. And one side has a point and one side has a V. Okay, but when you fold back, when we make up that seam and we fold them back, they will fit properly. Now you see the little point at the edge here will fit right at the edge of the V on the other piece. So don't worry yourself too much about how this looks here right now, right? When it's finished and we finish sewing it, this one will fold back here, it will fall in place, and that one will fold back on that side and it will fall in place. You'll see what I'm talking about in a while. Okay, so we have everything pinned in place here now, and now we can go to the machine and stitch this first seam, which will join the top to the bottom to give us this little pattern parts at the bottom here. So we're going to join these two pieces first of all. Okay, one thing I did not do is plug in my machine, so I need to do that now. Okay, so I'm back, moving everything out of the way so I can start stitching on my machine. Now, one step that I skipped here is marking out the stitching lines, right? With a tool that we have. Let me see if I have one available here that I can show you. Right. So this is called a tracing wheel. This is a brand new one. This is called a tracing wheel, and we also have something called tracing paper, which is like a carbon. They call it. It is a dressmaker's carbon. It comes in a little envelope like this. Let me see. Right, so you see they have different colors in it, and you can use it to mark the lines on your garment. I'll show you how to do that in class, okay? But for now, what I want to do is to show you how to put this blouse together. So here goes. I'm going to start stitching, and I can follow the 5/8 seam allowance line on my machine, which is right on the throat plate here, okay? And if when you get to your machine, you can check for it, and if you can follow it, you don't need to do the tracing paper. Now, when you make a few stitches, you want to reverse to ensure that you tie off the edge of the fabric. And now I'm going to stitch when I reach the other end, reverse again to tie off the edge, right? And then, well, my machine has something to cut the thread, so I will just clip it like that and it will cut the thread, okay? If you don't have a machine that cuts the thread, you pull the thread back and you just snip it at the back, okay? So you just pull the fabric back to the back and then snip the thread. So now we have these two pieces joined together. And I take out my pins, make sure I put back my pins on the pin cushion. And now you see I have the front part with my little pattern area at the bottom, okay? So this is the first stitching of the garment that we are going to be doing. So we're going to cut off here and then start back again, okay?